Hi, super loved one. This is Claudia, just checking in and doing another quick message. I woke up this morning and I had this really strong feeling that there was something I needed to do, and I can't really figure out what it is. So, as I was having breakfast, I realized, okay, let's try the new setup because I changed my desk um, in order to be able to record these spreads for you. And it's just a great feeling. Like it's a lot more spacious. There's more room for the camera and for the lights that we use occasionally. So let's just see how this is working. And this deck, I really like this deck, but the cards are huge, so they're not so easy to work with. However, I just was going through the decks this morning and I decided I wanted to use this one. So let's see how that goes. Sorry, let me put that aside. All right. So we had a powerful full moon last Friday, and I have spoken to a lot of people over the past couple of days who are feeling a bit out of sorts. And it makes a lot of sense given the time we're in. So without any further ado, let's see. We get guidance, which is the Hierophant. We get the Sage of Crystals, and the Sage is the Page. And we get the Starseed, which is the Fool. Okay. Well, this is making a lot of sense because we are in this big time spiritual lesson time where we are trying maybe to hold on to things that we've always believed in, that we've always believed to be true. And but we are being asked to let go and trust because we're starting a new chapter worldwide. And it's very important that we acknowledge maybe the fear that we might feel, but at the same time, we trust that we are light and that we are infinite consciousness instead of this small physical body. And looking at it, like we've come from a long tradition, a couple of thousand of years, where the society has evolved to the point where it is now. And the Sage is telling us there's a message of a new time. There's a new era beginning. And that requires our trust to take this step. But if I look at this card, it's also basically telling me that we don't really have that choice anymore. Like it will happen regardless. And it's all about the way we show up for this change. Because we can show up either in fear or we can show up trusting in the light. And I want to share with you that it's okay if you feel that you are not always in the light and trusting in this moment. Because this is also the change where we move from, how should I explain this? From our 5 physical senses, the bodily senses, which are very limited, we trust in those senses because these are the senses that give us our sensation basically of the world. And we rely on it like it's solid. And the shift that's happening, the transition that's happening is that we wake up to the memory that we are more than just those 5 senses. And for a long time, like over 100 years, science has been working, or part of science has been working to show us and prove to us that matter is not really solid. In fact, there is no such thing as solid matter in the universe. Everything is light and sound, and those are frequencies. They are not matter. And our belief in a system where we can see, hear, feel, smell, touch of course, is deeply ingrained, and we don't have to let that go. But what we are being asked to accept and embrace and open our heart and open our mind to is that we are more. We are energetic fields. We are electromagnetic fields. We have many ways in which we encounter information, process information, in which we know things. So the change is coming. And it's a beautiful thing because we are going back to a more original awareness of who we are instead of like the small 3D version that we've been made to believe in, you know? So for all of us, we will need to be brave, but we can also trust on the inspiration we are offered by people who are walking this path with us and who may have a bit more understanding already. You know, people, spiritual teachers from Eckhart Tolle to, oh, I don't know, there's so many names out there that can help us understand and process this change. But there's so many people that, and so many resources like A Course in Miracles, for example, that's really in existence to help us remember that we are not a body, and we are not the thoughts we have about our body and our life and our identity. We are infinite consciousness, God or source. We are creative intelligence. We are infinitely bigger and infinitely more powerful than we are being made to believe. So please go look for those resources if you feel out of sorts, if you have any doubts. I think I've mentioned this in one of the recent videos. I'm reading a book by Joe Dispenza at the moment. It's called Becoming Supernatural. And it's basically about making this connection, the transition from the physical experience to the consciousness experience. And meditation is a great way to help you do that. So that, for example, is a great book to read. So there's many more out there. I hope you will go look for some resources if you have difficulty. And if not, that's great. Then please feel that you are being called upon to help others maybe release any of the fears they might experience. Yeah, because the difficulty of this process is in this case that it leads for many people to a feeling, a sensation of being isolated. We have the devil here, and the devil talks about illusions, perceptions that aren't true, dependencies, drug addictions, but we have obviously all kinds of addictions. Like you can be addicted to negative thoughts or negative self-talk, to chocolate, to being emotionally abused by people. And this is becoming more clear. Like the King of Swords is telling us the truth is showing up, and it's quite clear, and it can be painful. You know, the sword is sharp, so it can be used for good and for bad. And it's being used in this case for good, so because it's cutting away like old beliefs and old systems that are no longer serving us. But that process can be painful. And the Nine of Pentacles is traditionally like a singles card, and it's talking about material abundance, doing well, being stable, being good on your own, trusting in your own ability to manifest things. But it's also a card of loneliness. Like everything in the material world seems okay, but it's like the heart is missing. And that's what we are moving into, heart connection. And that's beautiful because I am about to record for the first time a video that I will call something like Heart Connection or From Heart to Heart, because I really feel that during these times it's so important, with all the questions and insecurities we have, all the fears we have, that it's important to go back inwards, because love within, there's always love within, no matter how fearful your circumstances are or how you might view the changes. And that's exactly what's missing in this spread. Like the heart knows, and the heart will give us trust and faith and guidance if we have the courage to listen to it and tune into it. So this is really a powerful message to me about what we can do. And let's see, because obviously there are huge spiritual lessons going on and messages of changes. So do you have like some additional message of comfort or additional guidance to navigate these moments we might feel lonely or isolated? Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Well, I could not put it into any better words. You are infinite consciousness. You are a child of the cosmos. And any thought you have about being a body and about being part of this system, which can feel sometimes more like a treadmill you're constantly walking on than about being your authentic self, this is the reminder. Child of the cosmos, if you tune into your heart space, you will find that the intelligence of the universe lies within you. That's beautiful. What other guidance do you have for us? Nothing is yet set in stone. Yes, because the change is coming, and you can see in this card that there's very high waves. The sea is restless. So this is like an emotional state. And to me, this is the state people as individuals might feel themselves to be in, but it's also the world and us, mankind, as a collective. This is where we are emotionally speaking. So we're pulled from left to right, to the middle, up and down and back to the left. And we don't really know where to turn to or what to believe in. And the message really strongly to me is turn inward and make that connection to your heart. Because in your heart is the place where you will find truth and authenticity. And you don't need to worry about how things will play out in the world situation, in that sense that nothing is yet set in stone. So things can move in all kinds of directions. And the way they will move depends on how conscious we are of this possibility. If we are able to shine our light on the situation, then that will greatly help making things clear, help us to understand what we need to understand and go from there. So nothing is yet set in stone is very encouraging in that sense that, the world situation and our lives can still go in different directions. And what's important is that we do not let the outside world determine too much how we feel or determine all the time how we feel, but we take the time to move within and tune in and feel how we feel there. Because that is what makes the difference. That's where you will find peace. Okay, is there one last message? Actually, there's two more decks that are talking to me right now, saying, please use me. All right, what guidance do you have for us on this journey? Surrendering to the journey, release control. Okay, that's also a powerful message, because I know that for me, when I don't take my time to tune into my spiritual being, my awareness of being light instead of being, just Claudia, I tend to grab control and want control, crave control. And that's also the fear sometimes that is causing us to feel helpless, restless, and without any direction. So releasing control and surrendering to the journey is a large help if we want to find peace within. And here we get the stuck energy card. Yeah. If we don't release control, we will feel stuck. The loving man. Ah, that's beautiful. There is a lot of love for us. And what I'm also thinking, these last two cards are energy cards. Well, this is energy, this is people, but they are from an energy deck. And they're both showing a man in the card. And to me, could be a literal man, but it's also about masculine energy. And masculine energy is about action, about fire, about passion. And so this is really showing like the masculine energy, the part of you that wants to take action, that wants to create, that wants to move, that wants to, I don't know, like exercise maybe some kind of pressure or forward movement, feels stuck. But at the same time, that energy is also available to use for love, for creating oneness instead of resisting feeling stuck and maybe resisting topics that are not as important. So that's really nice. I love that. So, child of the cosmos, I hope this is a short message, but I hope this short message serves you. Know that the change is on its way. It's happening as I'm speaking right now, but you don't have to fear. As long as you know and remember that you can always turn inwards for guidance and trust that even though the world is moving around you and nothing is yet set in stone, and it might feel lonely the moment you're in, it's all serving a higher purpose of helping you remember who you really are. And you are so much more than your body. You are a super loved being of light. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you, and I will see you again soon. Bye.